I'm here with Jay Kortic and Wale, Nigerian Reds in the house. We'll come to Jay though first. Jay, just in my surname there. How you doing after that?
What can you say, man? It's just deflating, isn't it, man? It seems like we're back to square one again. Seems like feels like Cardiff end of last season all over again, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? I can't remember so many players who I love having as bad a game as that.
Tell me who.
I think that's probably Marcus' worst game I've seen him have in recent memory. I can't even remember him having as bad a game as that.
What was wrong with him today?
I don't know. He just seemed off the pace. He kept giving the ball away. Even like little simple things like the little 1-2s weren't coming off for him.
So you're not having a goal because of the penalty?
Well, I don't know. I think there's been too much made of the whole penalty thing, hasn't there? And it was almost like a sense of inevitability today.
I'm going to throw another name out there.
I know where you're
Martial should have took it.
I know you were
telling everyone.
You were saying this in the podcast, right? And I laughed. But to be fair, why not? Because
Martial waits, the goalkeeper dives, and then he places it.
I thought Martial should have had a penalty. I'm not seeing it. Where I looked, it looked like he got pulled down earlier on. Yeah. Definitely looked like a tug to me. But Lingard as well. Again, another player that I've stuck up for. But I thought he was well off the pace. Even, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even think that somebody played well today. I thought he was pretty poor.
I was finding it difficult to find out who was the biggest piece of dog shit today. There were so many bad performances.
That's what I mean. It was almost like, and I'm going to get pelters for saying this, but I'll say it anyway. I thought in the second half, Ashley Young was one of our better players. That's how bad it was.
What? Every cross of his went over the back post.
He did two crosses. Maguire got a header on one of his crosses, and Pogba got a header on one of his crosses. I'm not saying he was great. I'm saying he was one of our better players in that second half. I'm sorry, he was.
That's how bad it was.
Yes, I'm using it as an example of how far we done fell.
Are you worried by Luke Shaw's injury?
No, because actually I'm only joking. Yeah, I am. Obviously, Diogo Dalot can play there, but it is a bit of a concern when he goes off like he did in the first half. I think I don't know what his case is. It looks like could be out for a little while. So yeah, it does worry me a little bit because despite Young doing okay today, I don't think we can rely on him. But there's just problems all over the pitch in a minute. Where do you start? It's not just left back. It's in midfield. We look weak. We missed Herrera today. We missed someone like that. And I know he's gone and you got to move on. But we haven't replaced him, and you can't just rely on these youngsters.
Is McTominay the man in there alongside Pogba, or does he need? Where's Fred? Is he off getting married again or something?
Like Fred and obviously Andreas didn't get a game today. I thought he might have got a start today. I didn't think he'd stick with the same team he did against Wolves. But we just look light in midfield. There's too much reliance on Paul Pogba. And I don't want to slag off Paul Pogba. I don't know why you would after a game like that, because I don't think he was the issue today. But we're over-reliant on him again. And how many times have we said that? We say it almost every game. It's just, if Pogba's not making it happen in that midfield, then who is?
True. Kortic, you agree with that?
Most of it, apart from the Ashley Young thing. It was a lot of the same thing, and it was all the same passes outside the box. We seemed to keep possession, and we were all right with it on the ball, but we just didn't have that extra, X factor to put in. And you look at Pogba, as we all said, we're too reliant on him to provide that extra third pass, and it didn't. The plan B, everyone's going on about a plan B. We don't have one. We didn't look like we had one. Every time it would just be the winger picking up the ball and going back, and I'm like, what are we trying to do here? I know we're trying to work into the box rather than just ping crosses in, and that's good, but when it doesn't work, we need something else to go with, and I'm not sure what we do in that situation.
What was the problem for you today?
Yeah, so I've come all the way from Nigeria.
Hold tight, the Nigerian Reds.
Yeah, brought my young lad to see his first game, and we're really disappointed. Yeah, I think we saw this coming right from the start, right from when the summer started. We saw this coming. We were always being linked up with so many midfielders in the market, but none we didn't get. Why? I think the board should take the fall for this. The board should take the fall for this. We are too dependent on Paul Pogba. Once Pogba doesn't perform, the team is dead. The team is totally dead. I'm so disappointed. When we scored the goal, you should have seen the way we cheered up in the south stand. 5 minutes later, the goal goes in. Very weak players. I'm so disappointed, really.
So is the midfield area main one for you?
Yeah, definitely. Now it's beginning to look like it's not just the midfield. Even the attack is not really. I don't really trust Martial. I'm sorry to say, but I don't really trust him. All game, how many times did he touch the ball in the opposition box? Can you count how many times he touched the ball? About probably 4 or 5 times. That's not good enough for a number 9. Now you're making us miss Lukaku, which we shouldn't be doing, really.
You know what I mean? He's not making me miss Lukaku.
Yeah,
no, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a very, very...
I think what it is, in these games where teams don't push out,
yes,
it feels like we need that physical presence there, because when we've got 2 players that are looking for the runs, and we haven't necessarily got the player that's going to pick out that run, then they're kind of just running into brick walls every time. Like, so it's like the strikers are an issue, but I feel like if we have the players to pick the passes for them, then they become less of one.
As much of a novice as Daniel James is, if he had probably like a Carrick, like a Scholes, who could tread those through passes through, we would have seen the best of Daniel James. He's just raw talent, really, but he needs a very creative midfielder in the likes of Paul Pogba, who we already have. But Paul Pogba can't do everything alone. He can't.
We brought on a player that could do that matter, but we brought him on too late. Why did we bring him on?
You think Ali's got an issue with making late subs? We had Sarri, who always made the same sub at the same time. Do you think Ali's issue is late?
It seems like it at the moment, because I think it was with 10 minutes to go that he brought
It's
on.
just like, that's when I'd come on. I only need 2 minutes for a goal.
It might be, but honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's a thing to do with fitness. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but surely I thought Mata should have come on 20 minutes before he did, and Lingard should have come off much before he did, because he is that kind of player that we're describing, that, you know, once in a while he can pick out the pass that we need in the final third. And when he came on, that's when we scored the goal, and that's when we looked a bit better on the ball.
We did look a lot better, and it was like him and Pogba seemed to just sit deep and think, let me try and find these passes. Lads, anything to add? I know you're standing there. You're getting shy. They're all been throwing in opinions behind me, yeah. I can hear all of them. And then you put the mic in the face.
No, straight away. No, do you know what? He said something to me earlier that means something here. It's like last season we had, it's like in the form of a car. It's like someone hit the back of the car and the back's not working, but the front was. But now it's like someone hit from the both of the sides of the car, but we fixed the back. So it's like now it's just unbelievable. There was no movement today up front. Pogba.
I don't know. Can you come round this way, please, bro?
Quick question here, yeah? Listen, anyone can answer this one. We say we sorted out the back, yeah? But both the goals came because the back was shit.
Hold on. Let's remember how much of the ball did we actually see Crystal Palace with. They had 2 chances, took it 2 times. Chelsea, we won 4-0 because we was...
No, but that shows our defence is weak, because if you watch it, we all watch the game. Every time their goalkeeper kicked the ball up, it was a goal kick, they targeted Lindelof. They never targeted Maguire. They target Lindelof. Everyone moved over that side because they knew what they were doing. So they target Lindelof. So have we sorted out the back? We always used to stand there last season when I was on there as well. Everyone blames Small and Jones. They're not here today. So who are we blaming now? We can't just say it's because of our creativity, because in the first half we didn't do too much, but they didn't do nothing. One boot up, bro. That's what you see in Sunday League football. A goalkeeper kicking it up, a little knock on. That's what you see in Sunday League football. And you're seeing that at Old Trafford. Surely we haven't sorted out the defence then. Something's missing there as well.
I feel like it's partly to do with what's in front of it as well, in terms of helping organising it.
In my time, I used to play as a centre back as well. One thing that used to annoy me, I was pretty decent in my Sunday League times, but no, it was my knee. As everyone says, it actually was. I can't lie to you. Check my record though. Anyway, no, seriously, what used to really annoy me is that, like, we'll have a good game at the back, but the ball would keep coming back. We'll have to do so much defending. We'll just keep coming back. Because but you have to remember, how many times have we spoken about losing the ball? Who lost the ball? Martial, Rashford, James. We can talk about how many people who's lost the ball. That's all at the front. Which is the point, but which is the point, because we was cleaning up. How many touches did you see our defenders having in that game? Because that's where we was most secure.
You don't have to do nothing all game, and then all of a sudden a boot up from a goalkeeper has led to their goal. It's one flick on. No, it don't. No. You can't. It can't.
Did you not feel that? Hang on. Do you not feel that Lindelof was generally pretty good in the air? Maybe it was just that one battle, or...
No, because if you look at Lindelof's stats as well, he's not good in the air. He hasn't been great in the air. He's good. He's neat on the ball, but he shakes as well. Let's listen. You've got to remember, he started nearly every game last season for us, and we conceded the most goals in how many years? So you've got to look at him as well. You can't just blame Smalling and Jones and not look at him. You've got to look.
One of the things I felt as well, Jerome, when the goal happened was, it was at the time Luke Shaw was injured. So he knew he was coming off, so he's kind of like hobbling around, looking around, and I kind of felt maybe he was possibly supposed to be the one that would come and sweep when Lindelof went, and obviously he was injured, so he didn't. I didn't see what his injury was. What did you make of the midfield performance?
In the first half, I was angry with Pogba, I ain't gonna lie. In the second half, I thought it was unbelievable. Pogba. Everything had to go through him. Everything. And he done everything. He done everything in the second half. Yeah? Everything went through him. But this is why I say, you want Pogba to start deeper so he can dictate play, but you want him to be able to move forward as well. I posted it yesterday. Matic needs to start because Matic can sit there, yeah. And when the defense is stronger, and we need some, you know what it is? We need some experience. We've got no experience on that pitch. Who's won? Let me ask you a question. Who's won trophies on that pitch? Other than Pogba, who's won big trophies on that pitch?
Smalling and Younger.
Smalling not there, so on the pitch today, Smalling weren't there. And let's be honest, Young was good in the second half. You can't blame Young for anything in the second half. I don't remember Young getting raped in the second half, so no one can stand there and blame Young. So we've got no experience on that pitch. We need that experience. And Matic has won how many trophies? He's got that experience.
Yeah. But I don't know. Bobby Charlton has as well, but I don't know.
At the end of the day, it comes down to the owners. It's like McTominay, he's the best at what we got in the defensive midfield position because Matic, he's lost it. He's done out. Lingard, he shouldn't be anywhere near that starting 11, and then that's what it comes down to. Bruno Fernandes, Maddison, someone like that bringing it in, we would have scored much more today. Pogba, I don't know. I'm done with him.
No, but you said something before you came.
It's down to the owners. It is down to the owners because we buy Daniel. We sort out our defence, fair enough. The one attack we buy is a championship level player who's probably our best player today, fair enough. But he shouldn't be starting for United, Daniel James. As good as he was, he shouldn't be starting.
But you can't put it down to that. We can't keep standing there every year because how many players have come in and out of them doors now since Ferguson left? 30 players. So we can't keep saying this to owners. It is going to take time. We want to go from finishing 6th to winning the league.
No, but you can say it's the owners when. You can say it's the owners when. One sec. You can say, yeah. So you can say it's the owners when. No, one sec.
You said Bruno Fernandes. One second. You said Bruno Fernandes. The guy's shit at passing.
Okay, forget Bruno Fernandes. Forget Bruno Fernandes. The last 6 players, since United finished second to Chelsea, to City, the last 6 players we've bought have been a third choice goalkeeper from Stoke, Diogo Dalot, Fred, who gets married when we're supposed to be training for the new season, and then the 3 that we signed this summer. We sorted our defence out. We recouped most of the money from selling Lukaku, and then we didn't replace Ander Herrera. Meanwhile, the wage bill has been chopped left, right, and centre. Herrera's gone. All these men on big wages have gone. We brought Daniel James is making about 30 grand a week. You think? How much is Wan-Bissaka making? Like 60, 70 grand a week. So these lot combined are probably what? Who's gone this summer? Lukaku's wages, they're less. And we've recouped the money from it's mad to me that the rebuild, yes, it has to be slower than we expect. And you know what? We want to bed youth players in and we want to see Ollie given time. But this slow? Where you sign 3 players, and last season 3 players, and one of them was a third goalkeeper.
Greenwood. You saw Greenwood today.
But no one. But Greenwood is.
There's a reason why Gomez.
But the thing with Greenwood is. But the thing with Greenwood is.
Like our bench. Look at our bench.
Screaming.
No, look at our bench here. We had Greenwood coming on.
But the thing with
Greenwood comes on with half an hour left. Who have we got? You look at that bench. Who else have we got? Other than Mata. Matter. And it's all well and good selling your top scorer. Look, I couldn't stand him. It's all well and good selling Lukaku, and Sanchez is on his way out. And don't get me wrong, he's been crap. But it's all well and good selling these players. If we ain't replacing them, we're relying on a 17-year-old to come on and bring back 2 goals. Because Rashford ain't done nothing today. Martial's been half injured. We've got a championship player on the wing. It's like Greenwood, and then with 8 minutes left, we bring on Matter, and it's like, that's what we got on the bench. It's like...
We are thin. Any final words before we go, lads?
Well, we still haven't got a dictator in midfield since Carrick left, and we're relying on Pogba to do that, and Pogba can't do that. Pogba doesn't like to get rid of the ball when he has it within 1 second. He likes to hold the ball too long. So Pogba can't be that Modric or Cruz in our team. So first of all, that is what we need in that midfield. We need that dictator to control the pace. And yeah, it might have been pre-season, but Bruno Fernandes dictated the game against Liverpool. The whole game. Go and watch it.
Don't argue. Any final words?
Yeah, De Gea's passed it.
Woo!
Yeah, so for me, losing to Crystal Palace for the first time was really painful, but the board needs to do something about this team, yeah? It was nice talking to you.
Cheers, brother. Thank you, man. Cheers, little man. Thanks for sneezing on me as well, man.
No, it's great for what you do, man. I want to